Our first live stream, people were complaining quite a bit, and so here we are again. So let us know if it sounds okay, and then we'll go off to the races here. And yeah, show chat. Hope it worked. Yeah, let's pray over it. Yeah,
Yeah.
over it. Yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for hanging in there and coming back and everything. Whatever it is, we're just gonna go for it. Okay, so thank you once again, Mike, for coming on. We'll just redo everything we said there. Basically, I came into Mike's video this afternoon. I was like, man, this is a big deal. I think Mike might have found something really big here, and this might actually confirm our date moving forward. I was always pretty convinced that the sun should be in Aries, and Mike's gonna touch on that with Flavius Josephus, and Flavius Josephus was a respected historian, and he's very helpful to confirm some biblical things. So go ahead, Mike, and share your screen. And
All right. Round two. Now, as long as my computer doesn't crash, because my computer's been having issues. So let's just pray. All right. Okay. So Aaron actually sent this about to me a month or two ago because we were trying to find, look at Enoch's calendar and trying to figure out where to start the year. And he sent this to me, and like he said, Flavius Josephus was a Jewish historian that dated all the way back then to like right after Christ. So uh, I was like, you know what? Let me just re-look at it for whatever reason. Actually, I can't remember. We were looking at the bull being in the as far as like the first month, you're kind of looking at rebirth, and because of our brother Alan from Ministry Revealed. And I was like, well, what does Flavius say, right? And then we were talking about it between some of our other brothers in Discord, Brian and a few of us. And I was like, okay, well, let me reread this again. So, and it says in this Flavius Josephus, right? And it says, in the month of Xanthicus, which is Nisan, the beginning of the year, and the 14th day of the lunar month, right, when the sun is in Aries. So, and right here, guys, so you can see. So
sorry, you
when
show.
and then on the 15th day, you have Passover, this 14th to 15th. So I was like, well, all right, well, it says, first month when the sun is in Aries. And so what I did is I was like, well, let's go back to, Stellarium. Let's look when the sun gets in Aries. And we're like, okay, it's around the 22nd. We were eyeballing it, and we're like, okay, so let's, but the moon is at a wonky percentage, right? It's not at, where it could be the beginning of the month at the end of the month. So I was like, all right, let's let it wrap around. And then let's look at the first month after the first lunar month after the sun was in Aries. And it fell on May 12th. And I was like, all right, well, that's cool. I said, well, that's 14 days later. I was like, oh my goodness, it's on May 26th, Passover, right? May 26th, the blood lunar, the eclipse, full blood moon. Everybody's having these dreams about a blood moon. It's like, oh, could this actually be Passover going at it the correct way? And then I was like, well, let's just do a video and get it out there. And Aaron's going to show you guys Stellarium a little bit and what he found. He was excited to show me.
Yeah.
So, and it's just, and we're just keeping it inside the lines here, as you'll get to see. But yeah, and that was that. So I wanted to revisit it, and I'm like, man, this is actually very interesting. And when you go back all the way to say to the Enoch's time frame, or like say when Adam was that time, you'll see that the sun was is 2 months would be 2 months behind from where we are now, because the sun loses like it's over the last 6,000 years. You could say it's gone back, because in that time the sun, it would have been the third month, right? April, March, and now we're in May. And I was like, oh, we're 2 months behind. And then when you do it this way, it falls 2 months behind. I was like, wow, so this is like the Lord declaring the beginning from the end. Which yeah, for the end from the beginning, excuse me. And then I was like, this could be it. So I just wanted to hop on and did my fastest video ever, 17 minutes.
Yeah, I appreciate that actually. People in the chat, this is a live stream right now. If you refresh your page, people are saying that it's working. If you refresh your page, so try that. And also, we're just gonna keep on going because it might be fine later on, down the road. But anyway, like after it's loaded, you could probably go back to the video and it probably won't be buffering. You know what I mean? But anyway, so I'm gonna hide Mike's screen now, and then I'm gonna show my screen. And 1 second, I'm gonna actually show. I'm gonna hide Mike for a second, I guess, and then share my screen. Oh, there it is. That's what I wanted to do. All right. And then we're gonna go like this and do this. And Mike, I'll keep you on screen too, so you can so we can actually hear you and stuff.
Okay, cool.
And then I'll go back to Stellarium. Okay, I think we're in good shape here. All right. So can you see all that?
I can see.
Okay, so Mike read to you the thing about Aries and the sun needing to be in Aries, and we've got this thing online where some people are saying, oh, you got to follow the solar calendar. No, you got to follow the lunar calendar. And my thing is, you gotta look at both. You gotta look at the sun and the moon, but the sun's got to be in Aries. So I said that the beginning of the year initially was April 13th because I thought we were close enough to Aries. Okay, let's backtrack a bit here. Okay, so you can see this, right? This is this is March 13th. This is when the Jews declared the first day of the month, right? Right, Mike, on the
Yep.
Torah calendar? Right over here, way, way, way too far. So I was like, so Dr. Barry and I were like, no, it's not that. It's over here. It's April 13th because we're way closer to Aries. It's close enough. We were both thinking, right? And it could still be very well because when you hop another month over here, it's like, no, that's way past Aries, so it can't be that. But wait, here's the thing. So Mike did his video. He's like, no, we're still in Aries, but he didn't do this. He didn't put the framework out. Like, I don't know what you call this, but it's like the border of Aries. Well, look at this. This is a big deal. This is a really big deal. The sun is still in Aries. Like, it's still in Aries. It's still underneath Aries. And this is May 12th. And here's the new moon right over here in Taurus. Right? So you see the first 1% sliver of the moon. So that declares the beginning of the month. And the sun is still in Aries. In fact, it wasn't in Aries in April. If you back it up a month to what I thought the beginning of the year was, see this? It's not in the framework of Aries. So wait a second. If this is true that this is the beginning of the year and this moon declares the first day of the month, then that means we're looking at this blood moon coming up as true Passover. If you count 14 days to that, right? You got 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Or sorry. Anyway, if you count 14 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, May 26th. Well, you got yourself Passover on May 26th. Like, if this is true, this is crazy, right? Where am I? Where is our
keep going.
Where's our blood moon? Over in
It'll be in Libra. It'll be right, yeah.
It's over here somewhere. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there
Yeah.
it is, yeah.
So here's our moon, our full moon, right? And I'm gonna lock it in so we can track with it. So far, so good, everybody. Obviously, I can't hear anybody, but I guess
Yeah.
Mike. So far, so good.
So far, so good. Yeah.
Now listen. Here's the other fun thing. Here's the blood moon on May 26th, and let's do this. Let's pause it at 7:26. It's pretty much a full blood moon at 7:26.
And it's 100% phase. All right.
And it's 100% full moon. Like, this is exciting. This is really big. This is really big. So, okay, so let's backtrack a little bit. I'm just going to keep that pause, and I'm going to maybe come back to the watermelon app, and I'll blow up our screen here, our faces a bit. Okay, so this is really exciting. If this is the case, that again, okay, so in Exodus 12, it talks about the Passover, right? And that's when it says the 14th day of the first month is when you slaughter the lamb. Jesus died on the 14th day of the first month. He was our Passover lamb. And I think that he not only died on a full moon, but I think that he there's a good chance he died. There's a blood moon when he died. It just so happens that if this is the case, that the beginning of the year starts in Aries, which the sun is in Aries with our constellation thing.
Mm-hmm.
14 days later, we've got a blood moon. Is the beginning of the year, therefore May 12th.
And you know what's awesome about it? Proverbs 7:20 says that the good man, we only know there's one good man, which is God, right? He returns on a full moon, right? He comes home at the time appointed, and that word time appointed means the full moon, right? So that's cool.
It does mean that?
Yeah, go if you look at Proverbs 7:20, right? If you have eSword, you can share it, or I can.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me see here.
And also we got Joel and Acts talking about a blood moon, and then that that could be referring to the second coming, but that also could be. I guess I could get my. I could you could use a blood moon for the second coming, and you can use a blood moon for the rapture. Why not?
Why
Why not
not?
use a blood moon for the rapture? And here's the other thing too. We might not be raptured on this blood moon, this May 26th. Maybe this is true Nissan 14, but it might be a fence post to another date. This might actually be the real calendar here.
Can you see my screen?
I gotta share it. I gotta share yours and hide mine, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, go
It
ahead.
says for Proverbs 7:19 and 7:20, it says, "For the good man is not home; he is gone on a long journey, 2,000 years. He taketh a bag of money with him, and when he come home, and he will come home at the day appointed." This word "appointed" is the properly fullness of moon, and a moedim, right? When it's full at a time appointed, which is your moedims, right? Your appointed times. So that's amazing.
Time for end of the world coffee mug time. Did you bring your mug? Probably not, huh?
No, I have my end of the world Gatorade.
Yeah,
Right?
go with that.
Yeah.
This is not a paid promotion, by the way.
Cheers.
Okay, so that's incredible. Okay, also May 26th, 5 times 26 is 130, and 130 in Strong's means shedding of blood on a blood moon. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm trying to find my file because I closed my whole computer down. Now I'm reloading everything. So this whole week looks extremely exciting. Just looking at, is there anything else there to mention here?
Yeah, I'm just checking it. I'm looking at my phone, making sure
Looking at
everything's.
my thing. Oh, well, yeah, a fun little thing is I woke up at 7:26 this morning too, which is kind of odd. I don't usually wake up at 7:26. I just kind of woke up and looked at my phone, 7:26. Like, oh. I don't remember the last time I actually woke up at 7:26. So that's kind of neat. Like, okay.
It's a sign.
It's a sign. It's a sign. Enrico's excited.
Yeah.
So,
And what I love, right, is you know how we do the differences in the gospels, right? We say that Luke's to the bride of Christ, Mark's to the sleeping church, and Matthew's to the Jews. Well, if you look at it, when Luke would end, Mark would begin, which would be the time of tribulation, and Luke ends with the resurrection story, right? Which is obviously the resurrection. Only in Luke do you see that the body of the Lord Jesus is gone. Only there is the body gone, and it says that all the, like Peter and them, were perplexed, which means bewilderment of mind. They don't know what's going on. And in Mark and Matthew, they don't say that, nor does it talk about the body being gone. Well, because the body is the bride of Christ, right? And they become one, the body. So, and if you look at that, it's on a resurrection day too, that the body's gone, or on, this Passover time frame we're looking at. So that's an awesome, just seeing that little pickup there. I love it.
yeah. And then I read Ruth this morning, and the part that really stuck out to me, well, the fact that there was a lot of reference to the barley and wheat time frame when they were doing all this, like Ruth and Boaz basically got married it looks like to me in between the barley and wheat harvest. And Ruth 2:23, it says, so she stayed close by the young women of Boaz to glean until the end of barley harvest and wheat harvest, and she dwelt with her mother-in-law. But then later on it says, Ruth chapter 3 verse 2, now Boaz, whose young woman you were with, is he not our relative? In fact, he is winnowing barley tonight at the threshing floor. So barley is usually harvested before wheat. And so right now he's winnowing barley, which means it's the early part of the year. It's more like the spring and the summer harvest, like kind of like it now-ish. And then pretty quickly they go through their whole process. The story of Boaz and Ruth. She eventually gets married to Boaz, but it's a pretty quick process. That night they interact. He goes and asks for permission, and then it doesn't really give us a timeline, but it looks like it's a pretty quick process from the night he was winnowing barley to when he actually got married, which was Ruth 4:13. So Boaz took Ruth, and she became his wife. And when he went into her, the Lord gave her conception, and she bore a son. And we look at this whole rapture escape as one of the harvests, and you look to Ruth, and there's a bit of a harvest model here, and they're winnowing barley, and they're and wheat and things like that. And another fun thing that I got from Deborah's channel. What's her channel's name now? Oh man, Deborah. Sorry, Deborah. I'll link you later. What's your channel's name? I know your name more than your channel. Okay. Anyway, she referenced Ephesians 5, chapter 25, 26, and 27. Husbands, love your wives just as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for her. Verse 26, that he might sanctify and cleanse her with the washing of water by the word. Verse 27, that he might present her to himself a glorious church, not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing, but that she should be holy without blemish. So, this whole idea of the bride of Christ and this rapture kind of being a symbol of a marriage supper of the Lamb. 5/26, May 26th. Could it be? Maybe. It's fun. I like that from Deborah's video today. Yeah. So anyway, I think the main point here that I wanted to point across was the beginning of the year. It looks like it might be May 12th, which is what Mike sort of pointed out.
And here's something else cool that Alan from Ministry Revealed. I got to give him credit on this. I thought it was awesome. So can you see my screen? I'm just showing head cow real quick.
Yeah, you do that, and I'm gonna try and find Deborah's channel and reference her properly right now while you're talking. Okay.
So Alan, if we're looking at because he went instead of using Josephus, he went and did it just he went to the beginning of the Bible, and he's like, that in the beginning was the word, God, right? In the beginning Jesus. In the beginning is Jesus. And he was like, so he did it from declaring the end from the beginning. And that's when he went back to look at, where the sun would be. And then he was like, oh, look, well, it could be this time frame we're looking at now. And then I was like, okay, looking at that, we're excited. I was like, it's something to look forward to. Then went back to the Josephus and we found that. But what he did, he's like, okay, so if 26 is Passover, then you would say the 28th to the 29th would be Resurrection Day, right? Because you have the, death, burial, resurrection. But if you do, and just like then, he did his 40 days ministry, right? But then there was like that 10 days. They say it's 50 days to Pentecost. So you have that 50-day time frame again. So if you add 50 days to this day, right, and it actually lands on the 8th of Av, right? And that's the day the dove would be pulled out, right? The Holy Spirit gone, right? And then the 9th of Av would be Pentecost 2.0, or you could say tribulation beginning, right? And it's on the 9th of Av, right? So judgment falling on the 9th of Av. It could be like the actual beginning of tribulation, right? Or the destruction of Jerusalem, or, with them getting attacked again. And I just thought that was amazing. I was like, 50 days later is the 9th of Av. Get out.
Oh,
But
wow. Yeah. So this is a very hopeful
yeah,
in many ways because Passover makes a lot of sense for an
yeah,
escape, but it makes so much sense to have a blood moon connected with Passover. And I don't know, man, this really seems to line up really, really well. So with that, we'll just leave you with that. I
yeah,
suppose we'll keep it short, and um, we'll be looking in a different light now with this perspective. We'll see where this takes us. So thanks for coming, guys. I know some of you that the buffering was bad. If you rewatch it, I'm sure it'll be better later on. And thanks so much, Mike, for popping on. Oh yeah, and
yeah.
Deborah's channel was called Speaking Truth in Love. I'll link her channel in the description box or whatever. And that's it. Okay. God bless.
God bless, guys.
See you in the clouds.